Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Dana Gerardo. I'm the hearing instrument specialist here at Manna Audiology.
And my name's Dr. Blake.
And we're here to talk to you today about brain hearing. Because remember, we don't hear with our ears, we hear with our brains.
So, if you're like most people, you probably think hearing happens in your ears. Well, that's partially true, but hearing is actually much more complex. Hearing happens between your ears in the auditory part of your brain. That's where sound becomes information that has meaning. When you listen to a conversation, your ears and your brain work together as a system, and it's your brain that does the heavy lifting. The ears take in a constant stream of sound information, and the brain identifies and recognizes meaningful patterns of that sound.
So, how exactly does the signal get to the brain? First, the outer ear collects sound and transfers it down to the ear canal and to the eardrum. Through the ear canal to the eardrum. When the eardrum vibrates, it moves 3 tiny bones in the middle ear. Here's a fun fact. Those 3 tiny bones are called ossicle bones, and they are the smallest bones in your body. So the inner ear contains tiny hair cells surrounded by fluid. When the bones vibrate, it causes the fluid to move, making the hair cells wave back and forth. This waving motion causes electrical impulses which transmit information along the auditory nerve and finally to the brain. In the brain, sound is analyzed in the temporal lobe and more specifically in the auditory cortex.
When sound arrives at the brain, it gets collected, sorted, compared, and prioritized. To interpret sound correctly, the information our brain receives must be as accurate and detailed as possible. The fewer details of sound the brain receives, the harder it has to work to make sense of it. Picture yourself at a party where the noise level is pretty high. Think about how hard you work to focus on the person with whom you're speaking while trying to drown out that background noise. That's your brain at work. This is difficult even for people with normal hearing. Having hearing loss makes it that much worse. Even in ideal listening conditions, when hearing loss is present, the brain is only receiving part of the signal, so it has to work extra hard to interpret the message.
So we know that with hearing loss, the brain is not getting the sound stimulation that it needs. This affects so much more than just your ability to hear. There's clear evidence that untreated hearing loss increases the risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's. At a basic level, untreated hearing loss can lead to isolation and even depression.
So we've said it a million times before, and I know we probably sound like a broken record, but that's because we want you to know just how important your brain is to your hearing and to your overall health. So do your brain a favor and get your hearing tested.
We would love to walk you guys through this process. Give our office a call at 704-845-1717, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks
Bye.
for tuning in.